Alright guys, I hope you're all doing well and welcome to our next campaign here on the channel. It's going to be a legendary playthrough featuring the Sultan of Araby with Sultan Jaffar. So let's go ahead and break down the faction, have some fun, and get this party started. So the main focus of the campaign is going to be Jaffar's Revenge. Out of the gates you start with one territory, as you do in most campaigns, but in this case you take a penalty for all of the territories you have not yet reclaimed. So as we start to go around Araby, reclaim those territories, take down Ark in the Black and some of the Bretonian Crusaders, from there we are going to be getting stronger and stronger and getting faction-wide buffs. So that is Jaffar's Revenge, and that basically is the ultimate goal of the campaign. We do also have the slave mechanic, which is a little bit more complex for Araby. We will be getting into that. Something that is not mentioned here is that Araby does have a trade mechanic as well, so very similar to Marienburg and Grand Cathay. You are going to be having your trade caravans going around the map and living their best lives. We start with diplomatic relations penalties with the Tomb Kings and with all the Chevaliers and the Bretonians and the errantry down there, so you're going to be getting attacked pretty heavily by them, I would imagine. So going to be very important to either seek allies or just bully them very quickly. We'll see how it goes. Lord Recruit rank +2, research rate is going to be +10, and we get trade tariffs. As we mentioned, we do have trade. And another mechanic that isn't mentioned here on the faction effects is actually the Grand Bazaar. So the Grand Bazaar mechanic is very similar to like Dwarven crafting, for example. So once you get certain resources, you can craft different things or buy different things from the bazaar. It's really cool. You know, armor, trinkets, magical weapons, and also you're going to be getting some followers as well from that. And we'll be giving you a full look at that once we do load into the campaign. Lord Effects is going to be Guardian for Palace Guard. Palace Guard are kind of a mid-tier unit, very similar to like Black Guard and Phoenix Guard. Not quite as good, obviously, but he does give them Guardian, and you get upkeep for Palace Guard and a charge bonus for your entire army as well. And one of the really interesting things about Araby is you're playing your campaign, each of your buildings is either going to be contributing to the elites of these cities, or it's going to be contributing to the nomad chieftains. So you have to decide which one you want to focus on, and if more of your buildings are leaning towards the nomads, it's going to do different things for your faction. Personally, for me, I think I like the nomads better. That has the genies, it has the Jezzails, it has some of the, the big monstrous cav and the beasts. Whereas the city is going to be more elite soldiers, it's going to be artillery, so it's kind of a cool balance. And you can do both, certainly. They don't like restrict one another per se, but yeah, it depends on how you want to play, really. Anyways, guys, let's load in, let's have some fun, and see if we can drive out the Bretonians. Should be a good time. And so begins our campaign, starting at Al Haik here, and you can see we got vampires, we got Bretonians, all sorts of scary stuff nearby. So we're going to need to act very, very quickly and try and claim these territories. Okay, so now we talked about some of the mechanics in the loading area, but now we're going to take a look at them and show you the nitty-gritty of things. So firstly, let us begin by looking up here at the internal strife. So as you do build buildings, if you're at an impasse between the people of the cities as well as the nomads, it's going to have no effects on your faction. But once you lean one way or the other, dominant is going to be urban elites, or if we go over to the nomads, it's going to be doing different effects as well. You will see that all of our various buildings within our infrastructure is going to be doing different things depending on the elites. Where were those? Yeah, so for example, if the nomad chiefs hold strong control, you get income from trade tariffs, whereas if the urban elites hold control, you get defensive supplies when under siege. Obviously, the nomadic chief one is a lot better, right? We're going to be wanting the trade tariffs, and we will be leaning more into the nomads this campaign, most likely. But you can look here and see when the nomad chiefs hold control, you get income. When the urban elites hold control, you get attrition, bonuses when you're under siege, and et cetera, et cetera. Lots of neat stuff there. So, yeah, that's going to be the jam. So the other mechanics for the faction, we of course have a unique tech tree, which is pretty deep and seems pretty well designed from what I looked at. I only played like 4 or 5 turns of the campaign prior to jumping into this. I like to learn on the go. I think it's a little bit more fun. So we're going to be doing that, and we'll look at the tree when we decide to pick that. We also have the Grand Bazaar mechanic as well. So these are the Corsair merchants. So we can slow down and buy things from the Corsairs and some very expensive items. This one's incredibly cool. It gives us flaming attacks and lets us summon a fire Ifrit. Costs 15,000 gold and costs, some unique resources as well. So we can barter for those. We have the Sultan's armor, which again has a bunch of unique different armor types. Very, very cool stuff. We have the Nomad Hawker, which is going to be trinkets, and you can scroll down and see we have elite trinkets, and some of them do some pretty crazy stuff. This one kind of turns us more chaos-centric. It gives us diplomatic relations with chaos, demons, beastmen, Norska, etc., etc. Also spreads chaos corruption as well, and gives us the ability to summon chaos spawn. This one makes us friends with the Skaven, so diplomatic relations with Skaven, and then we also get Vermintide. Very, very fun flavor on these items for sure. Shaman's Tent is going to be some items with some bound abilities and whatnot, so you can keep scrolling through all these and looking. And if you guys are interested in the mod, of course, it will be linked in the description below. We're running 3 mods right now. It's going to be Mixu's Unlocker. We also have Araby, and then we do have a sound mod, which is going to be adding custom voice lines to the faction. So Yeah, this one's really good. Wow. Talisman of Endurance, Ward Save, and Battle Healing Cap. That could be incredibly strong. Last but not least, we have the Sorcerer's Carriage, which is going to be magic items. And there's some pretty cool stuff here. You can get the Van Braces of the Sun, but it does lower the melee defense of your army, but gives you a charge bonus. So it makes you very, very aggressive here, which is fun. Oil Lamp, which is great. It lets you use the Curse of the Jinn to lower their stats in terms of armor and spell res. And we also get to summon a Freets. So very fun. And now we have our own unique slave market. So as we defeat different factions, so if we defeat a human faction, victories against men, it unlocks more and more of these followers. I think they all just cost 1 actually. But yeah, 1 victory, I believe, allows you to purchase 1. So every victory you can grab another unit here, and you can see you have them from each factions. It's very, very cool. And I think that gives you a ton of different playability and replayability in the campaign. Like, you get all these different followers from this market. If you conquer the Skaven, for example, and they're going to be contouring the way you play, it gives you casualty replenishment, poison attacks, which is very, very good because Jafar can turn into a Jinn and he can fight very well. So we have these for all the factions. Super, man, this mod is so freaking well done. I love it. All right, so back in the city, we do start with 1 building here. It's going to be our City Watch, which is going to give us the Emir. You'll notice it buffs the Urban Elites, eventually giving us Palace Guard and Camel Cataphracts. However, the units that we want, so for example, the Shrine of the Jinns to eventually get the Jinn as well as the Jinn Carriage is going to be Nomadic Influence. The Cannons are going to be Elite, which is fine. We'll probably abstain from those out of the gates. And the other building we want to focus on is going to be here. It's going to be the Camel Paddocks. And eventually I want my army comp to be heavy Camel Jazales, Jinns, as well as Wogzen, which are going to be the Hippo Calf. And we can also get Nomads here, which are going to be featuring the Nomad Trackers, the Jazales, and then eventually some semi-elite infantry via the Southland Warriors. Now, the unique faction mechanic for these guys is the Blood Howl. So I'll show you when the battle loads in, but basically when we charge people, we get a bonus and tank their leadership. It's like a negative leadership bonus, I think. So yeah, that's going to be it. Now, let's get this going and take a look at the Revenge of the Reconquest of Araby. So you can see here, we suffer diplomatic relations with other Araby factions, which there should be, I think, 2 more on the board. We suffer control and recruitment costs is worse. And as we reclaim these Araby territories, including the Black Tower of Arkan, we are going to be getting stronger and stronger there. So yeah, it should be fun. And the end goal of the campaign, we can go to the victory conditions here. Of course, we're going to be playing a short campaign, but really, we want to get this done. So once we get the progress of Jaffar's Revenge up to 100 and also complete the short campaign, that's going to be our goal for the campaign. We'll let you guys know when we get there. All right. So let's get this going, man. Enough rambling. It's time to get down and dirty. So we're going to upgrade this out of the gates. Now, this will give us more urban influence, which is not the direction we want to go, but it's going to give us an Emir, which is a very good anti-large character, and also Arabian Knights, which will be very useful for the early campaign. Aside from that, we usually like to focus on growth. We can get the Slave Bazaar, unique building. It does give you slaves used by buildings. Yeah, so if we want to rapidly build, we, of course, can use the slaves there. But we are going to probably go for the goat farm. We'll see if we do that. And then we have the carpet workshop. And the other building over here is going to be, yeah, the hookah den, which I don't know if we want that smoke. And this one's going to be control. So, yeah, we're definitely going to go for the goat farm here so we can grow. And we have Wazar the Cruel.
As the sun rises,
yeah, they have custom voice signs, which is really cool.
The Sultan.
Oh, he's giving a speech. Yeah, really cool looking character. He's got a unique command tree, commander to the forces, beast slayer, favored by the Sultan as well. And yeah, he buffs up Palace Guards. So we will get Palace Guards as our front line because Sultan Jafar is so good with them.
As the sun rises,
but from there, we'll mix in more nomadic units. All right, so the starting army comp is going to be Sultan Jafar, and we have some archers, and we do also have a genie as well. And we're going to be taking it to these guys right here. We'll take Martek. You know, interestingly enough, I could get some Dwarven allies really quickly, guys. So basically, if I go in, because Martek, Eye of the Panther, and then Vulture Mountain are not included in my Reconquest of Araby. No, they're not part of Araby technically. So I can actually just befriend the dwarves. But if they start taking some of my territories that I need to reconquer, that could be a problem. But I could make them a trade partner, and yeah, I don't hate that idea. All right, so let's get in. And normally, of course, you auto-resolve these when you're playing on your own. But it's the first battle. It's a tradition. We got to get in, show you the units, and we'll see you guys there in just a second. All right, here we are. So before we start the battle, I just want to show you guys some of these cool units. The mod makers put in a ton of work to make them look really, really rad. So these are our basic spearmen right here. You can see they're looking pretty cool. We do also have the Palace Guard. So the Palace Guard are our elite boys. So we can zoom around and give you a little bit of a look at the Palace Guard right there. So very much like Phoenix Guard-esque. Basic Araby warriors and warriors. We have our archers or our bowmen back here. So these are the Araby bowmen. Sultan Jafar, big pimpin'. He's really good. You can transform him into the Jinn, which actually When he's in Jin form, he's worse at casting spells. So you have to kind of balance that out. And we do also have Wazar the Cruel as well, who's going to be our anti-large character, and he does have Poison Blades, I think, the Pride of the Sultan. No, yeah. So when he's winning in combat, he gets a buff. We have the Arabian Knights, which are basically just like a balance between Winged Lancers and Empire Knights. A little bit squishier, but better combat, aggressiveness than Empire Knights, but less tanky. And then we have our Genie as well. This guy is so sick, dude. Oh, so cool. So he has a breath spell, and then does also have some binding mechanics, lowers enemy stats, and is a very, very strong character. So out of the gates, let's go ahead and get our front line all saturated in the Bretonians. Where the hell are they going? All right, so we're going to deploy here, and there we are. Okay, that's kind of weird, right? Normally you can see them, but it's so weird. All right, so we're going to get you here. We'll get the bowman back there, get you back here as well. Perfect, and Jaffar is going to go in and be a raid boss. Wazar the Cruel is here, and we're going to use our Arabian Knights and the Genie to defend our backfield and make sure things don't get too crazy. All right, so the battle is on. We can't transform. We do start with Spirit Leech. We're going to want to Spirit Leech a little bit before we get this going, and the Genie can run forward. We're going to use him, and Homie is going to get in and do some sweet breath attacks right there. So he's going to go up. There we go. All right, let's creep ever so slightly up. Get those archers in range. The Bretonian army are Quested Knights. Okay, Quested Knights will suffer against the Genie because he's a good AP character, and yeah, should be fine. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and use the Breath Attack of Doom. So there we go. All right, so let's do that. We're going to drop it on them, and you can see really, really cool animation right there as it does pour it on them there. Is it going to be enough to get them forward, though? I don't know. And we can also get Jaffar to come in and start Spirit Leeching the enemy lord and or the Quested Knights. Honestly, both are fine targets. All right, so we get in there. Jafar's going to do a little Spirit Leech action on those bad boys. Okay, and the Genie's going to have another lamp in a second. So go Jaffar. He's a little bit on the squishier side, so we got to be careful. All right, so we got him coming in. We got him interested now, and we will be going into a Super Saiyan form here in a second. Let's do another breath attack right there on those bad boys. Very, very cool unit, man. Very cool. Oh, I love it, man. All right, so we're going to get in, and we're going to go into Genie form, and then we can get the two archers to be shooting here. We're going to go ahead and get Wazar the Cruel to pop in. Should have had him a little bit sooner, but yeah, so Sultan Jaffar is now in his Jin form, and he's a pretty good fighter. He's got magical fatigue, so when it casts spells, it kind of tanks your business a little bit, which is unfortunate. But it's a cool bouncing mechanic. Like, it makes him a strong fighter, but you take a penalty. Yeah, what does it actually do? So we lose recharge when we cast. Wow, actually quite a bit. Jeez Louise. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure you're not in Jin form. I mean, in a case where it's like a short battle like this, it's probably fine. Looks like the Quested Knights are taken care of, and the characters are boinking them down. And I thought they might dive the backfield, so we'll take the Arabian Knights around. Let's go ahead and reform. Start shooting at the peasants right here. You're going to march back here. And hopefully they can just boink this Bretonian character down, and we can be done with this battle very, very soon. And it looks like the men-at-arms are broken as well. All right, I thought they were going to be more aggressive. That's why I was keeping my knights back to protect my archers, but they just kind of ran into the front, and Jaffar getting the job done. You'll notice my Winds of Magic are in the pits a little bit, right? Because I was spell casting, which I think is very, very fun. Shoot here, get all of you guys moving up, and we're going to get you Spearmen onto the Questing Knights, and we're going to get you Arabian Knights onto the archers to clean them up a little bit. And the Bretonian Lord is running, so now we just need to go break them here. So we will go there, and I could Spirit Leech him again, go back into regular form, try and get him. And honestly, though, I think we just go for him here, because if we get the Lord, obviously that's going to be nice. We won't have to deal with it afterwards. The Arabian Knights do have their Spearman support, and it looks like the big dog here is going to be running away. He's wavering. We can put a little bit of arrow fire into him, see if we can pick him off here. But the backfield should be secure, and the Genie is able to do it. Was that in the Shakira had the Genie song? I'm a genie in a bottle. You gotta rub me the right way. I think that's what that was. All right, let's go back into the human form. And in that case, we might have enough to cast another Spirit Leech there. So hopefully we finish off the Lord, but it looks like he might be able to weasel away. Archer's trying to zero in on him, and he does have 428 HP. None of the characters are super quick yet, but yes, we should be able to handle these Quested Knights, no problem there. And yeah, let's even get him with the lamp. Will it do any damage? I don't think it'll do much. It'll hit him, at least. Yeah, maybe. Oh, it did kind of stagger him, actually. Interesting. So Jaffar is coming, and he doesn't have enough for Spirit Leech yet. We can see if we can let the Bretonian Lord rally, but in terms of like catching him, it's going to be very difficult. So yeah, we're just going to kind of clean up the riffraff here, guys, and we'll see after the battle.
If you will it.
All right, victory for us. We have the enslaved mechanics. So we're definitely going to do that. Get that going there. Very good. So we have vampires, we have Bretonians over here as well. No level ups yet. And as far as the tech tree goes, we have growth and then maps. That seems pretty good. Yeah, 1,001 knights. And we have Parables of War, which is going to be leadership. Looks like it buffs up our warriors and melee attack. We don't care as much about that. Someone's magic stuff. But this is a really good sequence. Growth into the maps. and archaeology for research rate. Dude, this faction's so cool. And then we can get maybe the teachings of the wise eventually, but let's go 1001 knights for the growth. Sounds really fun, and we're going to need to come and karate chop the forces at Martek. We might have to fight this battle, though, but I think we can get in. It's mainly just chaff, and with the genie and Jaffar, we should be in good shape. I could also go to the trade route. All right, we need to get a trade caravan going. So we have a Bedouin. The caravan army has additional nomad units, including... who's going to have better auto-resolves? Oh, this one's going to have better autos. It has 3 elite infantry in it. So we'll do the Southlander there. All right, so let's get some trade going. And for now, let's look at where we want to go. We can go up to... do we want to go to Suddenburg? A little bit of a close route there. Yeah, we could do a close route just to kind of get the butter going. We're going to trade, and that should be good. All right, so let's go get some money right there. Outstanding. Our trade caravan is on its way. And yeah, we need to get Virus, though. Martek I'm just going to take because we need to get rid of the Bretonians. It's one of our missions in the campaign to get rid of Thegan's errantry. So if we take them down quickly, we can trade their territory to the dwarves, although it does have freaking iron. Although if we get a trade agreement with them, it doesn't matter too much, because then we get that, assuming the dwarves... Who are they friends with anyways? Anybody out of the gates? They hold grudges. Yeah, certainly makes sense for them. Now, can we win this fight? Looks like it's mainly trash units. The garrison is going to be mainly trash. I think we can, simply because of the genie and our characters. So we're going to pile in and finish off this fight here and hopefully get it done. All right, Pyrrhic victory. So we're going to go ahead and fight this fight as well, guys. And it'll be a little bit messy, but they don't have any cav, so we should be able to just get our Arabian Knights and just steamroll that field trebuchet, and then just deal with the rest of the army via archers and our characters. All right, guys, see you in the battle. How do we want to deploy this? I think they have a much bigger army than us, so we need to get our warriors and our palace guard as our frontline anchors. They have no cav, so the big thing is going to be just having a bit of a box, because the men-at-arm polearms should die very quickly. We'll keep one spearman in the back as an auxiliary piece. Sultan Jaffar is going to be chilling. Wazar the Cruel does not have his mount yet. He eventually gets a mount. Arabian Knights and the Genie. Okay. So that looks good. Let's lock the formations, and we're going to kind of weasel our way over here, get a bit of an angle on them. We'll get the Genie in and start using some of his breath attacks. So we want to get that off cooldown here. The dreaded corner camping. I love it. It's my favorite. Any cav units? No, I didn't miss anything. Okay, so you guys go here. You guys go here. The trebuchet is going to hurt for sure. I could be really cagey about it and ride all the way around him. Yeah, that might be a good idea. So let's get back out of trebuchet range. We're going to take the Genie up. Yeah, so we just took a huge blow right there by that treb. Nasty. All right, so the Genie in the bottle is going to go run and rub him the wrong way. And then we will go around here, get into the trees. And the trebuchet, yeah, it's going to be shooting at this guy now, which is fine. So we want to find some men-at-arms with polearms, keep the AI army interested while we encircle them a little bit. And the Genie dog's going to head up, and he is ready to go. All right, so the AI is blobbing a little bit. What's the range on this? Pretty good range, actually, so we can do that and hopefully hit a bunch of them. Could have been better, although, no, that was pretty good. Yeah, that was solid, actually. Okay. So that looks nice. We have to be cagey with this, though, guys. This army is formidable. If a player was controlling this, the Araby army might be in some trouble, because those archers can definitely pincushion the Genie. He only has 50 armor, right? And he was a little bit beat up from the last battle, so now we get back into the trees. Wait for the next cooldown charge. Dodge those bricks if we can. See if we can bait the army forward a little bit, because I want to get them interested, right? We've got to get them interested in that, so they abandon the artillery, and it looks like they are now. Okay, oops. Here we go. Oh my god, it's getting real crazy here. All right, so now we can get the big boys out, and those are going to be men-at-arms with polearms. And the Genie can fight this guy if we want to. Maybe. I think it's going to be okay. So now we can move up our army. Support the Genie a little bit. He will rain some fire, and that trebuchet is not going to be long for this world. That's exactly what we wanted. And cool. So we can overcast some Spirit Leeching on the Bretonian Lord, although we don't have any points in it yet. Yeah, we got to run away, though, because this is not a pretty fight for us. All right. So we're going to drop that, and we don't want to be losing our Genie really early on in the campaign, right? And then we can just sweep up all the archers and live our best life. So Wazar the Cruel and company can advance out. Let's get the Genie back. Let's keep him safe. Come on, buddy. How much HP do you got? 3,700? All right. Wazar will get there. We're going to Spirit Leech you, this Chad Bretonian Lord. He's bloodthirsty, man. He's a bloodthirsty one. All right. So we're going to get in. We're going to go ahead and hold formation right here, and then we get these characters in, have them fight, and the Bretonian Lord should be a freebie for us. All right. So the trebuchet is going to be going down. That's huge, because otherwise our palace guard could be in trouble. This area is a very good spot to fight, and the peasant archers stand to the ready, and the Arabian Knights have been able to finish that off. And we also lured some of their units over there as well, right? So that was very good. All right, so the Lord is getting it. Here comes the Blobs of Doom. Our guys, our Palace Guard, do have 100 armor, which is good. I don't have anything that can chase him down right now, so we're going to get you back in the woods there. And we need to get our bowmen, which have 140 range, to be shooting at men-at-arms with polearms. So that's going to be the play. All right, so back you go into the formations here. The Arabian Knights have gotten that done, so we need to come get these archers. And what in tarnations? All right, so let's come get you guys here. Let's get you characters over here on these guys, and the polearms are going to get in. And now we can charge. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Genie is getting a little bit crunk nasty for my liking, so let's get you back. Run you away there, and we do pour the message in a bottle on those bad boys. These are just men-at-arms, so I think we're okay. Let's get the Genie back. The archers can reform the ranks, start shooting here, and here comes the Arabian Knights. Yeah, we're going to clean up a lot of that backfield right now. All right, cool. Warriors get in and fight, and Jaffar is going to Spirit Leech you right now. Let's get you over there to go after him. Phasar the Cruel, get the job done, and reform the ranks. Jaffar, obviously not a great fighter until he goes into a Jin form, but yeah, that is... Did we just charge, like, the totally wrong unit? Did I not charge an archer? Am I taking crazy pills here? I feel like I am, but regardless, we'll get in on the archers now. I think the AI just did some dreaded micro against me. Look at that, dude. I love to see it. All right, so the enemy lord is down. That's going to be massive. So now we're going to go into the transformation of the Jin. So freaking cool. And the Genie is going to chill here. Let's go fight the men-at-arms with polearms, get you up in the mix. You guys to shoot right here, and you warriors can sit in the back while the big dogs are now going to move in for the fight. All right, so we are getting on the archers. Bretonian leadership is going to be incredibly fickle. Having those Arabian Knights is so nice. That's something that in the Marienburg campaign we just didn't have a lot in the way of. Yeah, this is why I always like to keep one in the back here, just to like deal with like loose threats, just like a multiplayer. All right, so those guys got run down. Let's go take down the peasant bowman over here. So these guys are going to go good, and the Genie in a bottle is going to do this. We're going to drop it like it's hot right there. And yes, so dude, this campaign is so cool. I know we're very early, and I'm very excitable, but this is just so neat, and it feels like a legit faction, like the units and the synergies, and I'm sure we'll be exploring a lot more as well. I mean, it is a legit faction, but I just mean like a base game faction. All right, those guys get broken right there. Let's do this and this. Keep chasing you guys up, and in the woods, the Sultan Jaffar. We could go back into his human form. We need to level him up so we can get frickin' Pendulum. That's what needs to be done here. All right, so those archers have been routed. Sultan Jaffar is chasing them down. This is a city fight, so we don't need to get too sweaty about it. We're going to be pretty chill here. So we can just do some fast forwarding as we kind of clean things up, and looking good. Let's go get into these archers here. And glorious victory for the Sultan, I think. Yeah, what are these? These are men-at-arms polearms? Yeah, I don't want any of that smoke. That's for damn sure. All right, so a couple archers have rallied. Let's keep chasing. We're going to move all you guys up. Spirit Leech some random stuff. Even though it does have a penalty for us, it's still like worth it to just get that going. All right, and the Genie is out of his bottle stuff, so let's get the archers to take down these healthy men-at-arms with polearms over here. Wheel you about face, and I'm surprised they're not broken yet. Aren't you guys? I feel like they should be broken by now. There they go. All right, I see the wavering happening here. Chase them down. Archers buttering the bread of those units are haggard warriors. Oh my god, wait, I thought that was the field trebuchet back there. Oh man. Jaffar in Jin form though, pretty cool. I could see like a way where you level him as like a combat character and you have a second wizard, but I kind of like the idea of like using all of your winds of magic and then transforming him. Anyways, guys, we'll see you in the post game. All right, victory is ours. We're going to be getting some unpaid interns, and as far as the territory goes, we're going to probably loot and occupy that. Yeah, looking good here. You can see income is getting going. Now, do we keep this, or do we trade it to the dwarves? I mean, I kind of feel like I want to conquer the dwarves eventually too, so maybe we'll just hold on to it. I mean, yes, these provinces are not ideal for us, but they can still add up, Okay, Idol of the Desert. It's going to be melee attack for the nomadic units. So what we can do is we can go start assigning some gear. So we're going to get training on you. Oh, we leveled up twice, and we can get Blade Master as well. And then for Sultan Jaffar, we want to get Root Marcher, Spirit Leech, and Pendulum for sure. Pendulum is a game changer of a spell. All right. So our caravan is going. We're going to want to get some recruiting here. We can do Bowmen, and then... do we want to hit up the Bazaar early on? So Wazar the Cruel. We have the Idol of the Desert. So melee attack when fighting in desert terrain. That's going to be melee attack for all the nomad units in the unit's army. Yeah, that's fine. That can go on Wazar the Cruel. He looks really cool. They did a great job with him.
Commander of Jin.
So now let's go hit up the Bazaar, guys. Let's go shopping. So we have victory against men. So now we can buy some of these dudes. Is it worth it? I think just saving the money now is better. And we do have iron. So that should give us something. I don't know if it will. We can buy a couple items here. I don't think we need to buy anything quite yet, but...
The Serpent Lord.
Yeah, Rapunce is going to get Fyrus pretty
Commander
soon.
of Jin.
I would like to spend a couple turns recruiting, but man, I don't want to sit here too long. By the way, we do have unique regiments of renown. I could trade this to the dwarves and get a shitload of money, but I'm greedy. I want that trade resource. I don't think anybody's going to want to trade with me out of the gates, by the way. Yeah, I mean, the famish, these ogres down here are kind of like borderline interested, but I don't think so. All right, guys, good first turn. Rapunzel is going to be next up on the docket. She's got a decent army. We definitely need to get her before she gets too strong. I could just sit for 2 turns and get like a full stack. Against them, the Bretonians, we have 2 spear units. You know what? Let's just go for like a big army, because Rapunzel is going to take Fyrus for sure, and then we'll be there waiting to get her afterwards. All right, guys. One last mechanic too, by the way. You can buy slave rabbles. For 200, you can buy a slave rabble, and it will put one in your army. So now we get a free slave rabble here, which is just like a chaff unit, as you would expect. Some choices here. You can see the reconquest is coming along. 2 of the Haggard factions have been defeated. But the capital city is undefended. Ah, that's so tempting. I think I got to do it. Now, could my capital city hold an attack? Absolutely. Oh my god, it has a war elephant, enchanted ropes. Yeah, Rapunzel could not defeat my capital city. Okay, so I think we're going to do that. Let's take the growth building. And do I have the movement? I don't know if I have the movement, but regardless, Rapunzel will probably sit there for 1 more turn. So let's get like a bigger stack. We're going to get some spearmen. We're going to hang here. And anything I want to purchase from the bazaar, I could buy more slave rabble. It's kind of cool how you could just spend 200 gold to get a slave rabble and get like a big army together quickly. So, yeah, seems all right. We can power build buildings, by the way. So that's going to be costing to instantly build this. It's going to be what, 600? Sure, let's like accelerate our economy a little bit, right? Yeah, let's try it. Okay, so we speed build that, and this one's going to be 300 to build as well. Cool. So we just speed build everything here. Now we can recruit a hero, which is going to be an emir. Casualties captured. Oh, he buffs the slave rabbles. This guy is kind. So leadership, and he buffs your chaff units, and brave. That guy is immune to psychology. We probably want to just take the slaver character. Yeah, I think he's going to be the way. All right, that's fun, man. Yeah, the power building. Rewarded for the conquest there. All right, guys. In the next turn, we're going to go to Sofer, and we're going to take that. And then Rapunzel is going to be in some serious trouble. Okay, so we have a event at sea. Wielding destruction or clad in durability. Gain melee defense army bonuses for this army. This army has a lot of really... Yeah, we're going to take the durability. That's fine. So now we can go to the city here. Should be a pretty easy one. We can get the character in the army. And Rapunzel has a 20 stack now, though. So we got to be careful. We need to take Sofer, or Kofer, however the hell you say that. Because I can't reach her up at Fyrus. And we don't want to let this army become a 20 stack. Because on legendary difficulty, they can cheat and get strong really quick. Rapunzel is also level 6. So we need to take this city, minimize casualties in the fight. So we're going to actually fight it. And yeah, then we can go expect a counterattack, but she won't be able to reach anything except my capital city, which I think can hold. It's a very risky way of playing here, but Bretonian armies are pretty terrible in the beginning. And we do have a freaking elephant, a bunch of bowmen, and we have walls. So I'm like 90% sure we would hold that. So is anybody at war with them? I don't think so. The dwarves, I mean, I'm trying to think if I could like drag anybody else in, but we're kind of like a strong independent Araby down here. So we're going to go ahead and declare war here. Good night, and we're going to attack. We're going to get on that city here. So Sultan Jaffar walking with all the swagger across the desert. We will encircle it for now, and we want to get the character in the army too if we can. Hopefully he can reach. He might not be able to. There he goes. Training. The emirs are anti-large specialists, I think. Let me check. Yeah, he's an anti-large character. They look so cool, man. They look White Lines of Grace model being used there, which is pretty rad. It is low casualties. Honestly, I can probably just auto this. I think it's fine. Yeah, we took a lot more than we would have, but it's all good in the neighborhood. We'll make it work. Our genie was still beat up from before, and we're just going to occupy this one normally now. And we have docks. Nice. So we have a time to heal, and I was more happy to do that because I don't think she can reach us. Jafar is leveled up, so the dreaded slaver, not a bad one. We'll get that later. Burning Hands is a breath spell, which is really good against chaff. It's basically that spell that my genie is casting. But Pendulum, I think I just want to get the overcasted Pendulum for the fight. Yeah, looking good. Wazar the Cruel, any level ups for him. We're going to go ahead and get the melee defense buff, always welcome. And then our Emir, we already have training on the other character, so we can just go there on him. Okay, so we got the Dragonbane's Gem. We can just go ahead and put that on you. It's not a terribly useful item. but we'll put it on you for now. And do we want to hit up the bazaar for any goods? Let's go see what we can get at the bazaar. So we're going to go to the weaponsmith is 3,000. Anything like cheap and effective here? Speed, armor, melee defense for warrior, spearmen, and bowmen in the army. That's all right. It's not super great. Weapon strength and fighting against... Yeah, no, none of our enemies now. Okay, so nothing here out of the gates is super good. For the Nomad Hawker, melee attack for Nomad Trackers, we don't have those units yet. We're not fighting Undead, the Beetle Pendulum. Ambush success chance, that could be a very good item, but not right now. Oh, that's good. The Crown of... Oh, man, I would spam the... Oh, that could be broken. If we get a Crown of the Serpent on every one of our characters, then they're negative 15 leadership across their entire army. So we're starting to unlock the Dread synergies, guys. The Shaman Tent, we can get the Winds of Magic, Sunstrike. I don't think anything is really worth grabbing at this point, but we're getting the idea. Now for these, we could buy like a cool homie here. Control, Magic Drop Chance. The campaign movement ones are always pretty good. Yeah, Assassinates, Control, Casualty Replenishment for the Lord's Army. Yeah, I don't hate the campaign movement stuff, but is it worth 2,000 gold at this point in the campaign? I don't think so. Hey, Raponce, you want peace? We did get that back. Okay, so the Jaffar's Revenge is 4% done. I really like that. And then we have that in the local province. Okay, we'll go through that later, guys, and let's expect the counterattack coming in here in just a moment. All right, so Raponce attacked the city. We're probably just going to auto this. You know, it's just going to be cheesing in the walls and whatnot. So probably not the most exciting. Oh, we have flying carpets there. But we actually expected her to do that. But, like, this is a strong garrison. Arabian Knights, flying carpets. You have a freaking war elephant. The enchanted ropes are pretty good armor-piercing units, too. So we're just going to auto this. And she'll be sent back to the shadows. And we will just take the money. Although, yeah, I'll take the money for now. All right, so we're going to get her with Jafar next turn. Jafar's coming for revenge. She's pretty beat up, so I'm thinking maybe can I reach Virus? I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think so quite yet. And so it begins. All right, so the caravan is completed. We got some big money, and he's going to be heading back right now, returning to the capital. Now, a little trick you guys taught me in the last campaign is having a secondary reserve caravan, so when he's returning, another one can go out. Oh, this one has camel riders and lancers. Yeah, this army... The Bedouin army's probably, I don't know, neither of them are particularly strong. So we'll just take this one. And we're going to go ahead and go to Magritta, which is fine. And we'll spend some money. Yep, let's do that. Dispatch you guys, get that trade going. And we roll in the dough. All right, so let's level you up. And we can not rush that. It's going to be 1,200.
Lord and
We
master.
can reach Virus. So with that, Rapunzel is going to be a hobo after that. And our garrison is still strong enough to deal with her.
Wizard supreme.
She would probably attack Kofer's garrison. Can I reach
Supreme.
Rapunzel right now? I think she could flee out of my range. But if we go up here and take this city, I mean, that's pretty massive. So that's going to be something. I mean, the garrison here is, what, a couple warriors.
Commander
Yeah, I don't want to
of
just
G.
chase her. If we take Virus, it's going to be pure attrition suffering. So I think we just go take... Oh, I can't even reach that. Okay, it looks like we can, but we can't. All right, so... Yeah, Rapunzel will probably head back there next.
Commander of
I
G.
feel like we should have more movement range. Yeah. Yeah, she's just going to be able to run away. It's annoying.
You stand before
All right,
the
so that's
sun.
being built. Anything at Martech we want to deal with? Not really. I could lay an ambush, and hopefully she'll come here. That's probably
Wizard
one of the better
supreme.
ideas we have. And also create a little bit of a distance to our
All right.
next city there. So we're going to go into ambush stance
Kill
here.
them all.
And, because, like, yeah, she might just go to this city thinking she can take it. So we lay an ambush.
Commander of G.
It's 40% everywhere here, basically. Yeah, so nothing super good. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Just wait in ambush and hopefully get her. And worst case, we go to
Commander
Virus
of
and
G.
finish the job here in the next turn. I think we're all good. Skill points on one of our characters. That is our Caravan Master. So we're going to do better scales. I'm practiced from the trading from the Marienburg campaign. So we're learning. We're learning, guys. And yeah, let's see if we can catch her. Worst case, even if we don't catch her, we can just get the chase going. And we'll move a little bit further up here, I think.
There will be nothing in my way.
Yeah, that's going to be better, I think. That army is going to be recruiting, and we should be in movement range of Fires for the next turn. Aha, so she actually went for the Dwarven settlement, which is great. So in this case, we just auto it, and then she's going to be trapped there. So like the same goal is achieved. Yeah, she didn't see where I was, so now she's in March stance. It's basically just the same outcome. We're going to get her right now, then we'll head up to Fyrus. And it looks like the Bretonians will muster another army up there, but really shouldn't be too hard to get our clutches on. So yeah, a good Little momentum of the first episode. So we have something. We spotted a smoke column in the distance. Upon further inspection, we noticed that it was moving. Specifically, it is moving towards us. It is a Chaos Dwarf envoy led by a priest of Hashut. Upon their approach, they make their intentions clear. They're looking to trade. Oh, yeah. I mean, what do they want? Oh, my God. They want... We get an Iron Demon in our caravan? Hell yeah, dude. Give me that. That's sick. All right, Sultan Jafar is going to finish off Rapunzel here. Easy peasy. Good night. And now we are going to... We'll take the captives here. And this army is going to be getting big quick, but it's going to be just a trash house army. So we will head up that way. We need to repair Martech, which is a little bit of a cost. And yeah, we can recruit some Arabian Knights here. I think we're in our territory, are we? No, we're not. Okay. I would like to get rid of some of the slave rabbles and get some Arabian Knights, but for now we're good. We've gotten tech, and it looks like there is going to be a rebellion in the mountains here. Yeah, so maybe we just trade this to the dwarves. Yeah, I think it's better. So we could get them to join a war against somebody, but I don't want them taking the territories. Now, normally it would be fine, but if I get them to join a war, the problem is the dwarves are going to take territories, which I need for my reconquest of Araby, like all these territories. So let's go to trade.
My throng stands ready.
Yeah, and we're going to go ahead and trade settlements, and they can have Martech, which I don't believe. Let me make sure it's not one of my unique requirements. Yeah, so we do that. Martech is not one of our unique requirements of the reconquest of Araby. Okay. So trade settlement, and they can have Martech. Merry Christmas. And from here, we want to get a trade agreement so we can get that resource back, and then we can't get a military alliance that way, which I don't really want anyways. So non-aggression in this, and then how much money are you going to give me? Yeah, it's not bad. Maybe we don't care about the non-aggression and the military access, and we just see how much money we can get out of them. Yeah, 2,700, and can we pump those rookie numbers? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so we're going to come back here. I don't know why I did that. So it was more before. 2,700. Is that actually different every time? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Non-aggression with the Dowie would be fine. Although, if they step out of line, yeah, I think I just take the money because I might want to conquer them eventually, and I don't want to deal with the non-aggression pact and the reliability and all that. So we're just going to take the trade agreement right now, and that should be fine. All right, so, yep, looks good. We got that. They're our best friends now. And we can just conquer that again later. But now we don't need to deal with rebellions, and we can focus. So the maps, campaign movement range, ambush chances are great. Earn your freedom, helps pit fighters. So we'll do the maps of Ibn, and then get archaeology as well for the research rate, because Sultan Jafar has research rate already, so it'll speed us along pretty quickly. We can reach the city. They do have an army. Ooh, it's outside the city. So is it actually walled? It's not, so it's not really going to matter too much. Looks like one of our characters leveled up. Let's go ahead and get hard to hit. Always one of my favorites. And the main capital city is going to be ready to grow soon. Couple turns, yeah, 3 turns till we can build that up, which is great. We got 11,000 Gs, and did our caravan finish? Nope, still going. Great. So we're just very, very rich at the moment. Okay, so let's get up here. We're going to boink the city down. Hopefully it's just an auto. No casualties. That's fine, so we can auto-resolve that. And we get the Griffin banner, which is, we'll take a look at that soon. All right, so looting and occupying this does give us a lot of gremlins, which I think we will do. Let's loot and occupy that. We can repair it, and this is going to be what? Goat farm, which we want to demolish that anyways and get a different building type. Sultan Jafar, life leeching is a great one. We definitely want to go down that route, and he has the serpent staff. Okay, so we will see what that does. Now, as far as his endgame spells, he's got quicksand, which is a snare ability. He's got pit of shades. So we can probably just chill on just pendulum now and spend the points elsewhere, right? Yeah, we can do the inspiring presence as well. Okay, so Wazar the Cruel hasn't gotten his unique tech tree yet. He does have training tier 2, so we want to get that. And then we will do this and go ahead and get the hard hit. Okay, so the slave rabbles, we can get rid of them. And we can recruit some Arabian Knights in the mix, which will be really, really good for chasing down various archer units. And awesome. So the Griffin banner. Ooh, leadership. Okay, it's a little bit of a leadership one. Nice. So Sultan Jafar can hold on to that for now. Wazar, did we not put all his points in? We did not. And the first province, what do we have? So we have the Nomad Outpost, units experience gain, and it lowers enemy movement. Pretty cool. Looks like, obviously, some unhappy public order. That's fine. It's a free experience, squashing a rebel army. Growth and control. So we will do that. That is going to be the best, and we are going to have a rebellion here in a minute, which we will deal with here on the next turn. Yeah, because the garrison in the city is pretty thick. No drama there. And, Serpent Staff. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so, it's a vortex that does damage over time. Yeah, I remember that from multiplayer. Dude, look at the custom. Oh, I love it. So cool. Ooh, Engineer's Knapsack. All right, that's not a bad one. We can equip that onto somebody who's going to be defending the backfield. Yeah, because it gives them restock, so that's pretty okay. We can use that on, like, archers and Jezzails eventually. Okay. No drama, guys. I mean, I'm thinking about deleting this Arabian Nights building, although I do want Palace Guard, so, yeah, we'll hold on to it, I guess. All right, guys. See you in the next turn. All right, so we got the Abacus of Fate. It looks like it's an uncommon follower. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah, it's not bad at all. All right, let's go on you. Make sure you have it. The Abacus of Fate is an enchanted item, which you could slap down right there. And I believe it gives ambush defense chance and success chance. And also gives him death blow. It's kind of cool when he's in his Jinn form. All right, so we got the Coast of Araby all locked down. Awesome sauce. And can we reach with our Lord? Going to be able to get this rebellion dealt with? It looks like it. Deal with the rebels, God. Right. We got Araby Palpatine here. The banner is going to be put on Wazar the Cruel, and we will auto-resolve this. I think I'm going to do that leadership shenanigan combo. I think that's going to be super fun. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. All right, let's take the captives there. Should be some level ups for the homies. And pragmatic alliances. So that gives us friendship with the Skavens and Tzeentch and Chaos Dwarves, and also gives us campaign line of sight. It's very fun. Jin's protection. We don't have his unique tree, the Unbridled Ambition, yet. I don't think we need anything else in the magic. I honestly think, like, Pit of Shades is good, but Pendulum is fine. We are missing out on Arcane Conduit, but we'll get it eventually, right? All right, so do we want to go blue tree? Quartermaster is very, very good. Pragmatic alliances, I don't think that's that necessary yet until we discover some more of those factions. So this is going to give us buffs for Cav units. Skilled Riders is for those. Hardened Warriors. Creatures of the Desert is fun, and Sophisticated Gunsmiths. Which one buffs our Jezzails and our, like, shooty boys? I'm kind of not sure what unit we want to get. So Sultan's Armory will buff all of our melee. Oh, it gives reload time for Corsairs, too. Interesting. Bowman and Corsair units. Dune Chargers. Skilled Riders. And Hardened Warriors. Palace Guard. And all of our... Oh, that actually buffs Jezzails, too? Oh, so that buffs, that's like exactly what we're kind of looking for. Yeah, Palace Guard, Dervishes, Nomad Trackers, and Southland Warriors, but we're not going to be there for a while, right? We could just get Spirit Leech tossed up. I think that's fine. Spirit Leech is good. And yeah, we'll do that while we decide on our army composition. You know, that should be fine. All right, looking good. Looking good. The Monkey's Paw. Miscast Space Chance. That's not a bad item. We'll grab that. And then we have the Fire Baptized Bowmen, which are really, really good. They're super solid. All right, let's get you sauced up, and we do have a unique building here, which is going to be the Great Tomb of Mula Aklan. Wow, faction-wide control, recruit rank for infantry units. I love to see it. All right, so we a hookah den will give us control. We could just spam growth buildings, since I think control isn't going to be that big of a problem for us. So maybe we spam the growth buildings. All right, cool, guys. How are we looking? I think everything's good. The dwarves are our friends. They don't really care about our other actions. So now we need to decide which direction we're going to go. Tricky. I think Ark in the Black needs to go in the trash can, although he does like us beating up the Bretonians. But unfortunately for you, buddy, you're occupying my former lands. So Haikir has a good garrison. We could get war declared on us up here. I don't care to go that way. Xandri is like the cusp of where I need to go. Yeah, like Xandri... Pools of Despair, and then the Black Tower of Arkan. Like, yeah, so you can see this is also interesting. So this is another... Oh, another Araby faction. Okay, so we can just confederate some of them later on, too, if we get the diplomatic relations going. Or the Sultan can just be a tyrant, which I'm sure he loves. I think this is one of the factions I need to take down, the Knights of Origo. It is. Okay, so that's actually big. So, yeah, we got to just... Xandri, yeah, these are like hard territories to reclaim. The Tomb Kings here have only the Rakaf dynasty. Arkin, you know, he might like us for bullying the
Commander,
Bretonians, so we could save him for later.
Wizard Supreme.
But I don't want the dwarves to go down there and conquer them. Anyways, guys, I think this is a great spot to end our first episode. I hope you had fun. This campaign's going to be awesome, man. I'm very excited for some of the late game stuff.
Commander of Jin.
Really dive into some of the mechanics of the bazaar, and I'll do some research when, you know, in between recordings and see what we want to get as well here to speed things along. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining. GG, well played. That's going to be it for
Commander
today.
of Jin.
And ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all on the other side.